y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about Milani Cosmetics. I am pretty excited because they are one of my favorite brands at the drugstore, if you didn't already know. They are just one of those brands that like pretty much anything you buy from them is going to be solid with the exception of a couple of different products, but I guess we can talk about that. So yeah, I won an Instagram giveaway from them, and so I've got 4 products from that. I don't know that I'll be using all 4 of them, but I'll at least be talking about them and kind of swatching them for you so you can see what they're like and, you know, yada yada yada, celebrate with me, you know, whatever. But anyway, so I'm just going to be talking about the products that I won from that Instagram giveaway and then basically using all the other Milani products that I have. So sit tight and enjoy the ride. Alright, so first up, I'm going to be, I guess, priming my face. This is the Glassy Skin Balm from Touch and Soul. I should probably zoom you in, shouldn't I? Glassy Skin Balm from Touch and Soul. It's just this really nice, like, you know, kind of cream, and it makes your face shiny and stuff. I really liked the finish that it's giving me with my foundations, so I wanted to try it with my Milani foundation today. Keeping with the theme. Put a little bit of that on each little cheeky cheek and rub it in real good. So I'm going to be using my Conceal and Perfect foundation today, and I'm in the shade 00BB Nude. I think it's funny that they had to make a lighter range of this because their colors were so dark originally. Usually it's the other way around. So I'm going to be using a new brush to put it on with. I'm going to be using this Farrah brush, and it is their Stippling 40 FM. I got this from my Ipsy bag this last month, so kind of excited about it. So if you don't already know, Milani's Conceal and Perfect foundation is like a drugstore staple. They have a lot of things like their blushes, and I want to say like their eyeshadow primer, their eyeshadows I feel like are like drugstore staples. Like everybody knows that they're really good. But they have like 4 or 5 different types of products that nobody talks about them, or if they do, it's not really good. And so like I feel like that's like their powders. I like their pressed powder. I'm going to be using one today, but like they don't have like a loose setting powder, and I feel like every brand needs that nowadays. They don't really have a brow product everybody talks about. They don't have an eyeliner everybody talks about. They don't have a mascara everybody talks about. And then what else? Their bronzers are good. Everything else is good. Like their concealers, lip products, all that kind of stuff. And their eyeshadows are amazing. I'm going to be using them today. But yeah, I feel like they need to step it up in the things that like nobody knows about from them yet, because they just released mascaras this last year that were like, nobody really liked them, you know, because they didn't live up to what Milani said that they were going to do. So I feel like Milani has started biting off a little bit more than they can chew, and they're trying to like keep up with everybody, and they just don't need to do that, you know. So it's kind of disappointing, but as long as they don't change the stuff that is like their staple stuff, put out as much new stuff as you want, just don't like ruin the old stuff, you know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of brands nowadays, instead of making stuff that is going to be a classic for a long time, they're just trying to release as much new stuff as they possibly can. And that can get overwhelming for the consumer because you're like, I don't know what to buy because I don't know how long it's going to be around. Or where was that thing that I liked last week that I finally saved up the money for? And it's like, it's gone already. You have to buy something else. And you're like, I have to make another decision? Like, this is going to take me another week to decide. But by then it's already going to be gone and replaced by something else, you know? So it's kind of ridiculous that they're doing that. I just think that, like, really a lot of companies, but especially beauty companies, need to focus on, like, quality over quantity, and eventually they'll make all of the money. Like for me, with my Milani Luminoso blush, I'm keeping the old broken one that I have instead of getting the new one because I'm so scared that they reformulated it. And also, even though it's broken, I have a nostalgia because that's the first one that I bought. Like that is the first baked blush I've ever owned, and it's my favorite blush of all time. I'm convinced that nothing else will add up to it. Nothing else will stand up. And even if it does, like I'm not going to be convinced because I want my Milani. I want my Luminoso. You know what I mean? So it's such a staple and it's such a cult classic that I'm like, why would you ever even try to mess with that, you know? So I feel like every product from Milani could be that way for me. It's like, I would say it's well over half of their products are amazing, and that's an amazing track record to have, especially at the drugstore. But they just need to like hone in on making stuff that is really going to be good and going to be a cult classic and going to last for a long time. You don't want to have to make new products if you don't have to. Anyway, that's my whole 2 cents on it. So we're going to get back to the makeup. I just kind of like blended it in with my sponge just to make it a little bit more skin-like. And then I'm going to be using that same technique with my concealer. I'm going to be using my Fit Me concealer just because it's one of the few ones that I have right now that actually matches me. I'm getting lighter and my concealers are staying lighter. Just blending in with my brush. This is a huge brush. I need a smaller version of this. It's very nice though. It's very, very soft. So Farrah brush is doing well. Alright, now I'm going in with the Milani eyeshadow primer. This is, I'm convinced, it's the best drugstore primer. Just, yes. It is the best primer at the drugstore, in my opinion. It doesn't crease on me, and everything else I have from the drugstore creases on me. Everything else I have, period, creases on me, except for maybe like the Urban Decay primer potion that I just got. But other than that, literally everything creases on me. I've tried MAC, I've tried e.l.f., I've tried a bunch of others. I've tried Maybelline, I've tried, you know, so, and I've tried putting my concealers that don't crease on my eyelids. It just creases on my eyelids, but this stuff stays put, so I really like it. I like the way that it dries down. And it does crease within the first like couple of minutes as it's drying down, but once it dries down, like it's there for life. I guess I'll do my brows next. So I've got the Stay Put Brow Shaping Gel from Milani. This is a really nice product, but I don't really like the brush on it. It's kind of this weird thing where it's got shorter bristles on one side. I think they were trying to dupe an Urban Decay brush, and I just don't really like the format. I'm like, just give me a normal mascara brush. Just give me a regular spoolie. It's going to be fine. But they didn't ask me. I'm just going to go in and fill in my brows with this Wet n Wild pencil. It is the Retractable Brow Pencil Ultimate Brow TM. I just spent a long time the other day like really trimming and shaping my brows, and there is nothing that makes you feel more confident than having a really crisp, crunchy brow. I like the pigmentation and the kind of waxiness of this pencil. It's like the lazy person's brow pencil. Why do you think I'm using it today? I'm feeling lazy. I plan on making caramel corn tonight and watching some Harry Potter. And those are my evening plans. How about you? Comment down below. That's looking pretty okay. Alrighty, now that that is done, we can move on to the face. I am going to do a bit of contouring with my Hoola bronzer. This is what it looks like. It's just a nice bronzer color, and y'all know how I feel about this, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed this part up. Just kidding, not going to speed it up. I'm going to use this Farrah brush. It is the 20FF straight brush. Okay, now I'm going to speed it up. Now moving on to highlight. This is the Milani Strobe Light and Afterglow. They have really beautiful highlighters. My lid just came off. But they have really pretty highlight colors. I love this one. It's like a champagne-y sort of color. Oh, it's that pinky color. I am not even kidding you. I probably have 10 different highlighters that are this exact shade. Because that's what attracts me, is like that goldeny pink. Oh, but it just blends in so pretty. Do you see that? It's not like blinding, but it's not like, you know, not there. You know what I mean? Cool. Now, I'm going to be taking this Milani blush. They actually sent this to me for that giveaway. It was like a Red Hot themed giveaway, so you had to comment like your favorite spicy food to enter, and I commented crawfish because it's spicy. So this one is in Coralina, and here's what it looks like swatched. So it's very beautiful, but this one's a bit more glittery than the other ones that I have from them. Going in with that Farrah Cheeky End 218 brush. So this one is a little bit more glittery than other blushes that I have from them, so that worries me that they're going to start adding glitter. But hopefully I tapped off almost all of it just now. Ooh, okay. Ooh, whoa. This would be lovely on a complexion that is less pasty than mine. I'm trying to go for like a structured look today, so I'm kind of brushing it in a more downward motion than I usually do and trying to keep it kind of in a line rather than like fluffing it out and making it look all soft like a Disney princess. I'm trying to like make a line a little bit with it just so that it like, you know, kind of does that whole sharp thing, you know what I mean? But I think it's really beautiful. I think it's a lovely formula other than those glitters in it. So Milani, please don't add glitters to your blushes. I hate it. But I really like the color. I like that I have a like sort of red blush now, and I love that it would fit on a darker skin tone as well. So they sent me this palette. This is their Gilded Ember palette. I'm a dummy, so I thought they didn't have it written on the palette, so I like wrote it on here, and then I got carried away and started writing other stuff. So that's how you tell the difference between an artist's makeup palette and a normal person's. But they've started doing these cardboard palettes. They used to have like these guys, which I think is a lot more in keeping with like the Milani feel. You know, their packaging is all like black and gold. This one doesn't feel that way to me as much. But I'm fine with cardboard packaging. It's better for the planet. I'm fine with that. And then the colors also are not really, excuse you, in keeping with like Milani colors, you know what I mean? Because they do a lot of these like neutral looks, which are fantastic. And then also I was pretty disappointed watching this formula and playing around with it yesterday because the formula itself isn't a Milani formula. It's like, I don't know. It's like these... That's really going to get on me. Okay, the Milani formula is also, it's not really this formula. So this palette is, it's just kind of overwhelming because you've got like all these colors and nothing really to like ground it. I think they needed like a really good neutral matte to give you a starting point. I think every palette needs that. And then I think it also needed something dark to ground the whole thing. That way I know what to put in my outer corner and I'm not stuck with a color like one of these two. You know what I mean? So maybe it's meant to be for more like editorial makeup. I just don't think that this is very user-friendly. Not like this palette, which is their Bold Obsessions palette, which I think anybody could find a really pretty look in here. And then like obviously they have stuff like this, which is just so user-friendly. I actually made an entire video with this one if you'd like to check that out. And then you have this one. This is their Pure Passion palette, which has some color in the entire thing, but it's so user-friendly. Like anybody can make a look with this palette. You know what I mean? I do wish this palette had like one more lighter shimmer color, but anyway, we're not reviewing this. So yeah, we're gonna go in with the Gilded Ember palette. I'm gonna try to do something a little bit more editorial. So let me go ahead and play with it and I'll let you know. Okay, so this is what we're going to be trying to achieve on the side. I don't know how I'm going to duplicate this. I got to remember what I did. That's the scariest part about this. I just wanted to go outside my comfort zone, okay? Quit judging me. Okay, so first thing I started off with was coming in here for the inner corner kind of accent with that red. Oh gosh, I have to like measure. Okay. And then just drawing over. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. Okay, I'm just kind of mapping out with a red lip liner. This was all inspired by my challenge that I did with my best friend. She picked my makeup and she picked it blindfold. So she accidentally picked a lip liner for my eyes. But it worked out good. I mean, I kind of liked the way that it looked. So, yeah, we're just going with it. We're just rolling with it. Okay, then the next thing that I did was I mapped out the inner part. So I kind of came right here. And then I kind of came up. And I didn't go much further than my first little wrinkle on my eyelid. Because I wanted that yellow to pop through when I close my eyes, but not when I open them. So I'm just kind of like covering the visible part of my lid with this red right here. Oh, it's getting smudgy. Don't do that. Then I came down and I decided to draw a wing up and out. So I'm trying to make it look like it's a solid bar all the way across because I want it to be like a surprise when I close my eye and it isn't. So I'm trying to create like an illusion sort of thing. What about here? It will probably be good. And then come and connect that. And then I just sort of like drew a line where that's going to connect to that yellow, or where that yellow is going to blend in with it. And that's where I know to stop my red, is right there. So yeah, that's the red part of my look. So I'm actually going to lower that just a little bit to like right here, like right in my crease. Okay, that looks about similar on each side to me. So then I took my little brush here and I went in this red. It's called Pyro. And I just kind of tried to like pack it all over the lid. So I'm just trying to pack it and bring it out to that line. If I can't bring it all the way out, that's okay. I can always come in with a more precise brush. Just brushing that and keeping it pretty accurate, keeping the fallout off. That way it doesn't like meld with my oils. And coming in with my liner brush, that's what I did most of this look with, honestly. It's just an angled liner. And I just kind of tried to bring it all the way out to the edges here. Wow, this other side did not do this to me. And then I'm coming into this part right here, and I'm just going to draw over that line at first, and then I'm going to sort of like flick it that way just a little bit, kind of making it gradient. I mean, it's a little crooked, but like, okay, so now I've loaded up my brush with this shade right here, Gilded, and I sprayed it down, so now we can get it a little bit more precise. So what I'm going to do is I'm pretty much going to just come right here with that and draw a line all the way over. Trying not to mix it with anything because I really want that like yellow shade because you never see that color anywhere. Going to come up against that shade, drawing a line across my crease, and then I'm just going to fill it in. This is probably not the best tool for this, but I don't have anything else that I know to use. I am in fact an amateur. Ooh. And then I'm going to blend some of the shades together with some other shades. So I took my little smudger brush, the first brush that we used. I'm using more precise brushes. And I went into this shade Toasted right here, this kind of bronzy shade. And I went ahead and just kind of scrubbed this part, this entire section right here, so that those two would blend together. But I didn't take it down onto the red. I just put it between where the red and the yellow meet. Just right here on that outer portion. And then I'm going to, I guess, take this brush, this is my shade brush, and I'm just going to blend right between those to try to sweep that bronze shade inwards a little bit more. Okay, next I'm going to take this No Budge shadow stick from e.l.f. and I'm going to draw on this inner corner right here, all that area we didn't fill in. I'm just going to draw that. Actually, I'm going to take my liner brush again and go in that red into Pyro, and I'm going to draw a line kind of underneath, kind of like I did on this side. So I'm going to start right here and then just brush it inwards. Okay, now I'm going to take that No Budge shadow stick and draw in that area, just creating a giant inner corner. This is actually a drag queen technique to make the eye look bigger. And then I'm going to go over that with my highlight. Right here. Ah! Nothing broke. We're good. So I'm just going to grab that and a little smudger and pack it on top of that shadow stick. One of my tricks for getting super shiny colors. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, honey, yes. Yeesh. Now I'm going to draw a line. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of subtle, but it's like a wing here and then it's like a teardrop here. And then I'm going to take my bronze and I'm going to smudge it right next to the lash line and kind of fade it into that color. I don't know why I chose to do this. guess to create some interest for when you get up close to the look. Going in with that bronze shade, Toasted, just right here. Alrighty, so that is basically it for the eyeshadow, but I'm going to go ahead and put on some mascara. And in keeping with the drugstore theme, I am going to use my Voluminous Lash Paradise for this. So I'm just going to go curl it and put on some eyelashes, or mascara. Okay, so that is the completed eye look. I went ahead and put on my mascara. So, here's a graphic look for you. I know you didn't ask for it, but there it is. I think it looks kind of cool though. It looks kind of neat. It's, very, Rufio. Bangarang. Milani also sent me 2 different lipsticks. I really like their lipstick formulas. They sent me an Amore Satin Matte lipstick in the shade Satin, and I really love this formula. It's so comfortable on the lips. And then they sent me Coral Addict in their, I guess this is their Color Statement lipstick. I love these lipsticks. They are so good. They're so pigmented and creamy. Here is what it looks like on the hand. It's going to be a lovely spring and summer color. And then I guess I'll swatch the Satin Matte lip color as well. Yeah. That one is definitely like a ketchup red. It's a very comfortable formula. I really like it a lot. I don't remember liking the Amore Matte lip creams that much. They didn't send this to me. This is like the first liquid lipstick I ever bought. But I remember this being kind of dry. So I'm going to go ahead and put on some lip balm, and then I will be lining my lips with the Suede Matte Lip Liner by NYX in this shade Whipped Caviar. And this is the shade Precious in the Amore Matte Lip Cream by Milani. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here is the completed look. I really like that lip color. It's a nice like burgundy, basically the exact same color as my shirt. And I really like how the look turned out. It's kind of like a, you know, like a Phoenix sort of inspired thing. And I went ahead and added more blush and bronzer. Anyway, this is the look. That's what I think of Milani. I think that they are a fantastic brand at the drugstore. You should definitely try out their products. And if I had to pick one, definitely the Luminoso blush. Do that. And then their lip creams are really nice too. Anyway, so that completes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, and subscribing, commenting, giving me ideas, and tolerating my weird husband. Okay, bye!